Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. Check for Goody Goody women. You know what? And y'all know who the Goody Goody woman is. Yeah, y'all know that. Sometimes she a plain Jane. I might even sometimes call her basic or whatnot, but she just come off as a good girl. She don't come off as that woman who, is going to be coming off the chandelier, got like 15 tats, on some loud shit. They just good. They might be called nerdy or awkward or whatever. I'm telling y'all now, and I've done videos like this before, but, I've been thinking about it. Guys hit me up with type of women. I'm telling y'all, those are the type of women. And see, it's funny. I don't understand why more good guys don't go for them. I mean, I actually know why, and I'm going to get into that in a second. But you got plenty of women out there. And even in the black community, because I know I got mostly black, even in the black community, there's guys talking about, oh, you got these women been ran through, all that, got kids. Well, you got, 36 to 40% of black women don't have kids. And they wasn't doing all that partying and stuff. Hey, because here's the thing. If that's what you're looking for, you can find them. I find them all the time. I find them all the time. All right, be running into them. I'll be like, hey, why ain't you with somebody? But one of the things is a lot of guys out here talking trash about the women, and this not just a black thing. Just to be clear, this is all going across the board. Or talking about how these women chasing bad boys or Pookie and Ray Ray or something like that. I'm like, man, that's in your own mind. That's because a lot of these dudes, and let's just be real. Y'all know that woman who's wearing sensible heels, maybe, she ain't gonna wear those leggings, maybe something looser on her or something like that. Don't got that weave down her back or something looking like she's off of IG. A lot of y'all just ain't feeling her. She ain't turning you on sexually, right? But here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing. A lot of those goody women still get down in the bedroom. They just not trying to get down in the bedroom with 15 men at the same time. Or back to back, because the 15 at the same time didn't sell, right? Oh yeah, there are women out there who like voluntarily participate in trains, but no. But I'm gonna tell y'all something now. Too many, and this is something I found over the years. Over the years, it never fails. When I see that goody type of woman, right, I immediately start to holler. Immediately. That's something I did and stuff, had married that type of woman, you immediately start, right? Because the thing is, they still want to have sex. They just not broadcasting it to the world, right? But see, and a lot of times you get them behind closed doors. Shit, they very appreciative and stuff. But a lot of guys don't mess with them, Because understand something about a lot of these women. A lot of these women, see, if you take a goody girl and the thought, there's only one difference. The thought actually fixed up. The thought will actually, she'll throw on like the leggings and she'll wear the heels or the low cut top. She'll throw on the makeup a bit better and then have that thought attitude, which for whatever reason men still check for. She'll do all that, and then she's more sexually appealing than the goody woman, right? But that's just on the surface. She ain't she ain't gonna wear that short old skirt or something. But and trust me, from somebody who's been with both sides, once you get their clothes off, it's the same. In fact, the goody woman tend to Look, it's like this. They either tend not to be as running through, because they're still having sex. Like, guys need to get off of that. Like, if the woman's past the age of 18, assume she's had sex at least once. I mean, I've met a few who somehow managed to make it through, but then usually that's because of some religious reason. Then you running into a whole other problem, right? But once once you get them naked, sometimes it's better to deal with the goody goody woman. Because since the goody goody, see, one thing with goody goody women, contrary to popular belief, I know everybody think all these women messing with thugs or whatever, bad boys, but no. Reason why, a lot of times the bad boys ain't messing with the goody goody women. One thing, let me explain something about Pookie, Ray Ray, Bubba, whatever name you want to use. I don't know what terms they're using in the Hispanic communities and Asian communities, right? One thing about them, they really ain't looking for the good. They looking for that hoe. So that's the thing. That's what kills me. They looking for the hoe. They just trying to hit and go, right? Especially if they on some player shit. They looking for that woman who wearing the the tight leggings and everything. They looking for that woman look like she suck a dick like a pro. They looking for that porn star, right? So a lot of times the real bad boys, they'll skip over the goody goody woman because the goody goody woman don't look like she'll do it for them. And a lot of times you'll find with the goody goody woman, any men she dealt with in the past they were like decent guys. And if they got dogged, it was usually by that clean cut type of player I've talked about in a video. And I've known a lot of women, they got, I'm telling y'all, those clean cut dudes, some of those dudes who look even square, more than a few of them on some player shit. And that's usually if they've gotten burned, is by that. But it's a different vibe from getting burned by, the guy who, keeps a decent job, basically upstanding, got a corporate job, and then getting burned by a thug. So it's actually a different energy in the woman, right? Because let me go a little deeper. Every woman is going to reflect the energy of the men that's been inside of her. Every single woman, there are no exceptions to that rule. Women don't want to hear it, but it's true. So even like if you deal with a goody goody woman, even if she got sexual experience, a lot of times the guys that have been in her were decent guys. That's why you can get some women. They can go to old age and even skip over. They can even skip over like that whole wall thing. Like I've met some like women in their 50s and 60s just because they generally dealt with decent guys. They don't got that same negative thing going on. Right? And because of that, they're going to present like a cleaner image, less baggage. Because usually with the goody goody women, they might have had one or two play. Every single woman had some type of players, just depending on what he is. But most of the time, they dealt with decent type of dudes, so they ain't going to have the same thing, the same damage. Like you take a goody goody woman at 30, right? At the age of 30, she might still look like she's 25, right? She ain't gonna look as old. You might guess her age is younger, right? But then that ran through the thought type of woman at age 30 might actually look like she's 45. And I've actually met some women like that. You're looking at them, you like, damn, girl, how old are you? They be looking all old and stuff because they had that bad dick energy in them, all right? But yeah, it's I need to check for them. When I meet those women, I'm cool. I'm at the very least cool with them. And plus, a lot of times they gonna be a little bit more, like I said, because they haven't got burnt the same way. And a lot of times, it ain't even so much they don't want the thugs. They usually don't. But what they want is the thugs don't necessarily want them. So y'all need to check for it. Like a lot of guys, I be telling y'all guys. Stop worrying about. That's why I always say the Pookie and Ray Ray thing overrated. Because I'm like, if you got a problem with it, stop messing with women like letting mess with Pookie. And don't come on here with some, well, the good ones mess with them too. No, you don't. I guarantee you don't really know. I guarantee. All right, check for them, man. I mean, it's a shame, man. I actually know some players who just check for that, man. It's like, excuse the pun, untapped market. Everybody's so busy looking for them, and you got a lot of these women, they not, they out there, they haven't had the same amount of baggage. A lot of them don't have kids. Or if they did have kids, usually it was in the context of some marriage that just didn't work out. Or just a plain mistake, I mean, ultimately, kids aren't mistakes, but everybody slip up. That don't mean she has necessarily bad. But seriously, and that's one thing I gotta stick on guys about. If you're complaining, stop messing with a certain type of woman. The shit ain't working. But I know, some good dudes ain't gonna listen to him because deep down they still want that woman to come off the chandelier. But I'm just like, really? I understand that get you harder, but if you thinking long term, you really trying to build. You need to just focus on it. Cause I'm gonna tell you what, the younger girls coming up, if they see that dudes are really checking, see women, they gonna follow what they see. A lot of women out here, they see you going for the thought, so they going the thought too. And that's on us as men. We keep saying, like, these women doing this or that. Well, if the guys stop feeding the thoughts, start giving these goody goody women a chance, I guarantee you'll see a change. The only problem you'll have then is you'll get a lot of women, they'll be on that reform, they'll be on that be a reform thought thing and trying to be a goody goody woman a lot more than they do now. But right now they don't have to because enough guys ain't checking for them. So anyway, that's it for today. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace and blessings.